For decades, Adobe Creative Cloud has dominated the world of digital creativity. Whether you're a photographer editing raw images in Lightroom, a designer creating marketing materials in Photoshop and Illustrator, or a video creator producing content in Premiere Pro and After Effects, Adobe has long been considered the industry standard. But there is one major problem for Linux users. Adobe Creative Cloud is not officially available on Linux. Over the years, countless Linux enthusiasts have searched for ways to run Adobe applications through compatibility layers, virtual machines, and experimental workarounds. While some solutions work partially, they rarely provide the stability and performance that creative professionals need for serious work. Fortunately, the Linux ecosystem has evolved dramatically. Today, Linux users no longer need to depend on Adobe software to complete professional projects. A growing collection of powerful applications now provides alternatives for photo editing, graphic design, video production, animation, audio editing, and even 3D content creation. Some of these tools are completely free, others are open source, and several are powerful enough to be used in professional production environments. The biggest surprise for many creators is that Linux alternatives are no longer budget replacements. Many have matured into highly capable platforms with features that rival commercial software. The first area most users consider when leaving Adobe Creative Cloud is image editing. For years, Adobe Photoshop has been the benchmark for digital image manipulation. Photographers, graphic designers, marketers, content creators, and artists rely on it daily. The most famous Linux alternative is GIMP, short for GNU Image Manipulation Program. GIMP has existed for decades and remains one of the most recognizable open-source creative applications in the world. In its early years, critics often pointed to its unconventional interface and workflow differences compared to Photoshop. However, modern versions have significantly improved the user experience. Today's GIMP supports advanced layer systems, masks, filters, blending modes, color correction tools, retouching features, selection tools, custom brushes, scripting capabilities, and plugin support. For many common editing tasks, GIMP provides everything necessary for professional results. Photographers use it for image enhancement. Designers use it for web graphics. Content creators use it for thumbnails and social media assets. Marketing teams use it for promotional materials. One of GIMP's greatest advantages is its flexibility. The software can be customized extensively through plugins and scripts, allowing users to build specialized workflows tailored to their needs. However, not every creator transitioning from Photoshop feels immediately comfortable with GIMP. For digital artists, many experts recommend Krita instead. Krita has become one of the most respected creative applications available on Linux. Originally designed for digital painting, Krita has evolved into a complete illustration and concept art platform used by professionals around the world. The software includes advanced brush engines, customizable workspaces, stabilization tools, animation support, layer management systems, HDR painting capabilities, and extensive drawing tablet compatibility. Artists creating character designs, concept art, comic books, fantasy illustrations, and digital paintings frequently choose Krita over proprietary alternatives. Many former Photoshop users discover that Krita actually provides a superior painting experience. Its brush responsiveness is exceptional, its customization options are extensive, and its active development community continuously introduces new features requested by professional artists. As a result, Krita has become one of the strongest reasons creative professionals consider Linux as a serious platform for digital art. Another increasingly popular solution is Photopea. Unlike traditional desktop software, Photopea operates directly within a web browser. At first glance, its interface looks remarkably similar to Photoshop. The software supports PSD files, layers, masks, smart objects, text editing, filters, and many familiar Photoshop-style tools. For Linux users who occasionally collaborate with Adobe users, Photopea offers a convenient bridge between ecosystems. Because it runs online, installation and compatibility issues are largely eliminated. Many creators use Photopea for quick edits, PSD compatibility, and client projects requiring Adobe-style file formats. Moving beyond image editing, graphic designers often face another major challenge when leaving Adobe Creative Cloud: replacing Illustrator. Adobe Illustrator has long been the industry leader in vector graphics design. Logos, brand identities, icons, infographics, typography, marketing materials, all of these commonly rely on vector graphics workflows. Fortunately, Linux users have access to an excellent alternative: Inkscape. Inkscape is one of the most powerful vector graphics applications available today. The software supports SVG creation, path editing, node manipulation, advanced typography, gradients, layers, clipping masks, pattern creation, and numerous export formats. Designers use Inkscape to create everything from corporate logos to technical illustrations. Its support for open standards makes it particularly attractive for users who want long-term accessibility without proprietary restrictions. Although Illustrator veterans may require some adjustment time, many eventually discover that Inkscape can handle the majority of professional vector design tasks. The software's active community continues improving performance, usability, and feature depth with each release. For web designers and developers, SVG-focused workflows have become increasingly important. In this area, Inkscape remains one of the strongest open-source solutions available. User interface design represents another important category. Adobe XD once served as Adobe's primary platform for UI and UX design. Linux users seeking alternatives now have several excellent options. One of the most promising is Penpot. Penpot is an open-source design and prototyping platform specifically created for collaborative workflows. Teams can design interfaces, build design systems, create wireframes, and develop interactive prototypes directly through the browser. Unlike many proprietary tools, Penpot emphasizes openness and flexibility. Because it is web-based, Linux users can access it without worrying about operating system compatibility. The platform has gained significant attention among organizations seeking alternatives to subscription-based design software. Another major player in UI and UX design is Figma. Although not Linux native, Figma functions extremely well within Linux browsers. Many professional design teams rely on Figma daily for interface creation, collaborative design reviews, prototyping, and design system management. Its cloud-first approach allows multiple designers to work simultaneously on the same project, dramatically improving collaboration. For Linux users involved in product design, application development, and user experience projects, Figma remains one of the strongest available solutions. As creative workflows expand, users eventually encounter another major Adobe category: video editing. This is often where many people assume Linux alternatives fall short. That assumption is increasingly outdated. Linux now offers several highly capable video editing platforms suitable for creators ranging from beginners to professionals. One of the most respected options is Kdenlive. Kdenlive has matured into a powerful, nonlinear video editor capable of handling complex projects. The software supports multiple video tracks, transitions, effects, keyframes, color correction, title creation, audio editing, proxy workflows, and extensive rendering options. YouTubers, educators, documentary creators, and independent filmmakers frequently use Kdenlive for real-world production work. One reason for its popularity is its balance between power and accessibility. Beginners can learn the basics relatively quickly. Advanced users can leverage sophisticated editing tools for larger productions. The active development community continues introducing performance improvements and feature enhancements that make Kdenlive increasingly competitive. For creators seeking even more advanced capabilities, another option stands out: DaVinci Resolve. Unlike many Linux creative tools, DaVinci Resolve is widely used in professional film and television production. The software combines video editing, color grading, visual effects, motion graphics, and audio post-production within a unified platform. Its color correction tools are considered among the best in the industry. Major film studios, broadcasters, and professional editors rely on Resolve for high-end projects. The fact that a Linux version exists makes it one of the most significant Adobe alternatives available today. Many creators who initially switch from Premiere Pro discover that Resolve offers capabilities extending far beyond traditional editing. Its integrated workflow reduces the need to move projects between multiple applications. For filmmakers and advanced content creators, this can dramatically improve efficiency. As Linux creative software continues evolving, it becomes increasingly clear that Adobe Creative Cloud is no longer the only path toward professional quality creative work. Powerful alternatives now exist for image editing, vector graphics, illustration, UI design, and professional video production. But this is only the beginning. However, Adobe's ecosystem extends far beyond image editing and video production. Many professionals also depend on After Effects for motion graphics, Lightroom for photo management, Audition for audio editing, Animate for 2D animation, and Substance 3D tools for game asset creation. For years, these specialized applications represented one of the biggest reasons creators remain tied to Windows or Mac OS. Today, that situation is changing. The Linux creative ecosystem has matured significantly, offering powerful alternatives that continue to close the gap between proprietary and open source workflows. One of the most requested Adobe replacements is an alternative to After Effects. Adobe After Effects is widely used for motion graphics, compositing, visual effects, title sequences, animation, green screen work, and advanced video enhancements. It has become a cornerstone of modern video production. Replacing it completely is challenging because After Effects combines many different creative disciplines into a single package. Fortunately, Linux users now have several compelling options. The most important of these is Blender. Most people recognize Blender as a 3D modeling application, but its capabilities extend far beyond 3D graphics. Modern Blender includes advanced animation systems, motion tracking, compositing tools, visual effects, workflows, simulations, rendering engines, video editing features, and professional production pipelines. Entire animated films have been created using Blender. Independent studios rely on it for commercial work. Game developers use it for asset creation. Visual effects artists use it for compositing and animation. One of Blender's strongest features is its node-based compositing system. Unlike traditional layer-based editing, node workflows provide enormous flexibility for combining effects, manipulating footage, integrating graphics, and building complex visual pipelines. For creators moving from After Effects, the learning curve can initially feel steep. However, once understood, Blender offers a level of versatility that few creative applications can match. Motion tracking capabilities are particularly impressive. Users can track camera movement within live-action footage and seamlessly integrate digital elements into real-world scenes. This functionality is essential for modern visual effects production and demonstrates just how powerful Blender has become. Another valuable option for visual effects work is Natron. Natron is an open-source compositing application inspired by professional film industry workflows. It focuses heavily on node-based compositing, allowing users to create sophisticated visual effects pipelines without requiring expensive proprietary software. Many artists appreciate Natron because it mirrors the logic used by high-end compositing platforms. For filmmakers, VFX enthusiasts, and advanced editors, Natron provides a capable Linux-native environment for compositing and visual enhancement projects. Animation represents another major creative category where Linux has evolved dramatically. Adobe Animate has long been used for creating 2D animations, educational content, interactive projects, and web-based media. Linux users now have access to several powerful animation tools. One of the most respected is OpenToonz. OpenToonz originated from software used in professional animation production and has developed into a highly capable open-source animation platform. The application includes advanced drawing tools, animation timelines, effects systems, scanning support, camera controls, and production workflows suitable for both independent creators and professional studios. Animators creating web series, educational content, short films, and character-driven projects frequently choose OpenToonz due to its flexibility and professional heritage. The software continues receiving updates from an active community that expands its functionality and improves stability. Another notable alternative is Synfig Studio. Synfig takes a different approach to animation by emphasizing vector-based workflows and automated interpolation. Rather than requiring extensive frame-by-frame drawing, users can create smooth movement through keyframes and motion systems. This dramatically reduces production time for certain types of projects. Educational creators, motion designers, and independent animators often appreciate Synfig's efficiency when producing explainer videos and animated presentations. When discussing Adobe Creative Cloud alternatives, photography workflows deserve special attention. Adobe Lightroom remains one of the most popular photography applications in the world. Professional photographers rely on it for organizing, cataloging, processing, and enhancing large image collections. Fortunately, Linux offers excellent alternatives. The most widely recognized is Darktable. Darktable is frequently described as the Linux equivalent of Lightroom, though many photographers believe it has evolved into a professional platform in its own right. The software supports non-destructive editing, raw processing, image organization, advanced masking, color correction, lens correction, exposure control, sharpening, noise reduction, and countless other photographic adjustments. One of Darktable's greatest strengths is its flexibility. Photographers can build sophisticated editing workflows while preserving original image data. This approach allows extensive experimentation without permanently altering source files. For professionals managing thousands of photographs, this capability is essential. Darktable's active development community continues introducing new modules and performance improvements, making it one of the most important creative applications in the Linux ecosystem. Another outstanding photography solution is Raw Therapy. Raw Therapy focuses heavily on image quality and advanced processing controls. The software includes sophisticated sharpening algorithms, color management tools, lens correction systems, and raw development capabilities designed for serious photographers. Many users choose Raw Therapy when maximum image quality is the primary objective. Some photographers even combine Darktable and Raw Therapy within the same workflow, leveraging the strengths of both applications. Audio production is another critical component of modern content creation. Adobe Audition is widely used for podcast production, voiceover work, audio restoration, sound design, and music editing. Linux users have several powerful alternatives. The most familiar is Audacity. Audacity has become one of the most recognized audio editing applications in the world. Despite being free and open source, it offers a surprisingly capable feature set. Users can record audio, remove background noise, edit waveforms, apply effects, normalize levels, and export projects in numerous formats. Podcasters, educators, journalists, YouTubers, and voiceover artists frequently rely on Audacity for day-to-day production tasks. Its straightforward interface makes it approachable for beginners while still providing enough depth for experienced users. For creators requiring a more advanced production environment, Ardour represents a professional-grade solution. Ardour functions as a complete digital audio workstation. The software supports multi-track recording, MIDI sequencing, automation systems, plugin integration, advanced mixing workflows, and professional audio production pipelines. Musicians, producers, and sound engineers often compare Ardour to commercial digital audio workstations due to its extensive capabilities. Its integration with Linux audio systems makes it particularly attractive for creators seeking a complete audio production environment. Music production enthusiasts frequently explore LMMS as well. LMMS provides sequencing tools, synthesizers, virtual instruments, automation systems, and composition workflows suitable for creating original music. For independent musicians, it offers an affordable entry point into digital music production. Another category often overlooked by Adobe users is 3D design and texturing. Adobe Substance 3D Painter and related applications have become popular within game development, visual effects, and product design industries. Linux users seeking alternatives frequently turn to Blender. Blender's texturing, sculpting, UV mapping, material creation, rendering, and animation capabilities make it one of the most comprehensive 3D creation platforms available anywhere. Its feature set continues expanding through community-driven development and industry support. For texture painting specifically, Armor Paint has emerged as an interesting alternative. Armor Paint allows artists to paint directly onto 3D models while creating physically based rendering materials, suitable for modern game engines and visualization workflows. This capability is particularly valuable for game developers and digital artists building interactive experiences. Beyond individual applications, one of Linux's greatest strengths lies in workflow flexibility. Unlike subscription-based ecosystems that encourage users to remain within a single software family, Linux promotes modular creative pipelines. An artist might create illustrations in Krita, export vector graphics from Inkscape, animate assets in Blender, edit video in DaVinci Resolve, process photographs in Darktable, and master audio in Ardour. Each application contributes its specialized strengths to the overall production process. While this approach may initially appear fragmented compared to Adobe Creative Cloud, many professionals eventually discover that it offers greater flexibility and customization. Users can choose the best tool for each task rather than adapting their workflow around a single ecosystem. Cost is another major advantage. Adobe Creative Cloud subscriptions can become expensive over time, especially for freelancers, students, hobbyists, and small businesses. Many Linux alternatives are completely free. Others use one-time purchase models rather than recurring subscriptions. Over several years, the financial savings can be significant. Perhaps even more important is ownership. Open source applications provide transparency, independence, and long-term accessibility that proprietary ecosystems often cannot match. Users maintain greater control over their files, workflows, updates, and production environments. This philosophy resonates strongly with creators who value flexibility and self-reliance. Of course, Linux alternatives are not perfect. Certain specialized Adobe features may still lack direct equivalence. Some industry-specific plugins remain exclusive to Adobe products. Collaboration with teams deeply invested in Adobe workflows can occasionally present compatibility challenges. However, these limitations continue shrinking as Linux software evolves. Development communities remain active, professional adoption continues growing, hardware support improves, and new creative tools appear every year. The result is a creative ecosystem that is stronger today than at any point in Linux history. For photographers, designers, video editors, animators, musicians, content creators, and digital artists, Linux is no longer a platform of compromises. It has become a legitimate professional environment capable of supporting complete creative workflows from concept to final delivery. And for many creators, that makes Linux one of the most exciting platforms in the modern creative industry. As we reach the final part of this series, one important truth becomes increasingly clear. Linux is no longer merely an alternative platform for creative professionals. It has evolved into a serious production environment capable of supporting photographers, designers, video editors, animators, musicians, digital artists, content creators, and even large production teams. For many years, creative professionals believed they had only two choices: stay inside the Adobe ecosystem or sacrifice professional capabilities. Today, that assumption is rapidly disappearing. The growth of open source software, cross-platform tools, cloud collaboration systems, and powerful Linux native applications has transformed what is possible on the platform. In many cases, Linux users can now build complete production pipelines that rival or even exceed traditional Adobe Creative Cloud workflows. One of the most significant advantages of Linux-based creative work is freedom of choice. Adobe Creative Cloud encourages users to remain inside a tightly integrated ecosystem. Applications are designed to work together, which provides convenience, but can also create dependency. Linux takes a fundamentally different approach. Instead of forcing creators into a single ecosystem, Linux allows them to select the best tool for each task. A photographer may use Darktable for raw processing. A designer may create logos in Inkscape. An illustrator may work exclusively in Krita. A filmmaker may edit footage in DaVinci Resolve. A 3D artist may build assets in Blender. An audio producer may mix sound in Ardour. Each application can be chosen because it excels at a specific purpose rather than because it belongs to a particular software family. This flexibility is one of the reasons many experienced professionals eventually become passionate supporters of Linux workflows. They gain control over their creative environment rather than adapting themselves to corporate software strategies. Another major factor driving Linux adoption is cost. Creative Cloud subscriptions can represent a significant expense, particularly for freelancers, students, independent creators, and small businesses. Monthly subscription fees may appear manageable initially. However, over several years, those costs accumulate substantially. For creators building long-term careers, software expenses can become a major operational burden. Linux alternatives often eliminate or dramatically reduce these costs. Applications such as GIMP, Krita, Inkscape, Darktable, Blender, Audacity, Kdenlive, Synfig Studio, OpenTunes, and Ardour are available at little or no cost. This accessibility allows creators to invest resources elsewhere: better hardware, improved cameras, professional microphones, lighting equipment, storage systems, training, and education. Instead of spending large amounts on recurring software fees, creators can allocate resources directly toward improving their production capabilities.